Welcome to the Football League review show. Aidan and Nicky, I suppose the first place we started with is down in Gorey last Sunday. Wexford League, unfortunately, losing out to the Sligo League 1-0. Last minute winner, I believe.
Yeah, you're starting with the bad news, alright. Yeah, look at terrible poor performance by the Wexford lads. In fairness to Sligo, they came down. They were well organised. They made it tough to break down. Wexford had a couple of opportunities to score. Gary Delaney hit the post and a couple of few bits and pieces, but overall disappointed. They have to be disappointed. And Sligo were probably a little bit the better team. Jason McGuire had to make two or three really good saves. He made one from a free kick, was excellent. Another a 1-on-1. So look at Sligo done a classic, shall we say, away performance. The shut up shop.
I think,
Wexford didn't create much.
I'm right, can start with the same team to start the semi-final. Would you be disappointed with maybe the attitude of the players, or you were at the match, or do you think that was okay? From what I'm hearing from different people, that was kind of a lacklustre performance. Maybe they went in as favourites and maybe they played that way, did they?
I would think so, Aidan. Yeah. Look at a little bit of lackluster. There's like Ken has his own way of managing it. I know he started the same 11 again, but I personally don't like this chopping and changing squads and bringing new players in to an All Ireland quarterfinal. Todd deserved to be in it from the very start, so that's he was brought in. But I think if you want to build momentum, if you want players to trust you, things like that, you kind of have to just pick a squad and stick with it. That's just my own personal point on it. If I was given an opportunity to manage the Wexford team again, I think I would pick just a squad myself and let them feed off you what you're doing. But come back to the performance, maybe that reflected a little bit lackluster, and look at it's an opportunity after getting away.
Yeah, I suppose a few little things on the day went again. Losing Stephen Kinsella, who'd be an important player in that team. He went out on the hour mark, I think, for injury, didn't he? Then you mentioned Gary Lane. I think I see Gary had a video up on Twitter of a goal he scored. Looked very harshly disallowed.
Yeah, well, look, he was climbing on you, man, over the back of you, man.
It looked
So
harsh now in the video. I have to. His hands
and
were down by his side. He didn't look to be using his
maybe
hands
look
for
at
leverage or anything.
the centre half who he was maybe he bought the free from. We were on the opposite side of that, and where we were, it definitely looked like a free from our angle. I didn't see the video you're on about, but I sound like Arsene Wenger there. No, I didn't see it, but no, look at Gary. Maybe was a little bit harshly done by Wexford. Started the better, and like they definitely had. I wouldn't say one gear to go through. I'd say they had another two or three gears to go through, um, which they were capable of doing. They would be disappointed, have to be disappointed with the goal. Um, like Ivan was gone up the pitch on the left full back, which in the last minute of the game left a bit of a hole where Gary Delaney got dragged out into. And in fairness, the young chap scored for Sligo Leitrim. He took his goal really well because he had Gary bearing down on him. He had Jason McGuire coming out. Two lads are big men, so he took his goal really well. And look, you'd have to wish Sligo the best of luck next week in Mayo.
And it will be disappointed. The players will be disappointed. Said like Spa and you mentioned even Stephen Kinsella. They probably would have thought was not in that squad, but I suppose the big game for any of them at the start of the year, and especially Ken, I think, was doing the Leinster part of it, ended up being named after a Pat. So I think that's one plus for it, isn't it?
Oh, it's a massive plus, and you have to say fair play to Ken for getting that job done. They had a great record in Leinster this year, and they done really well. So, like credit has to go to him for delivering that trophy, and he delivered that, and it's just unfortunate that they couldn't get on and get to an All Ireland final.
Yeah, look, we'll move to next week games now. A lot of those players have their dust themselves down. Just looking at a few of the fixtures there, we'll go through about 5 or 6 of them there, but I think it's probably one of the biggest weekends in the soccer for Wexford so far this year, isn't it? Some massive games.
Massive, and like we said to you before, Ed, this is the time of year where you really start to enjoy it. Your full thought process starts as a manager about every game that's going on, and like this is where it's make or break. You drop points at this time of the year. You don't have another 6 months to pull them back. Your games are starting to run out, so there'll be a lot of nervous managers around. because they're also cup quarterfinals and things like that coming up. So
Yeah.
there'll be a lot of lads on tender hooks this week.
We'll start with Wexford Cup. The two probably standout fixtures is North End going out to Shelburne, a ground you felt at one time. You think Shelburne are capable of taking
Um,
something?
yeah, look at
I think it'll be tricky for North End, but I think they'll manage it, I'd say.
yeah, well, Shelburne knocked us out last year. We were kind of a little bit rebuilding last year. They ran us very close a few years ago. We ended up beating them in extra time or penalties, I think it was. I can't remember now off the top of my head. But no, I think North End would definitely be strong enough going out. The longer Shelburne stay in the game, the tougher it'll be
Shelburne want a
for North End.
wet, windy Sunday morning, want it?
Yeah, oh geez, they will, yeah. So and they'll want it, the pitch heavy and they'll want everything. But I was out there last year and I was very impressed with the lads. They had them there well warmed up and everything like that. So Shelburne are progressing as a club, but this one they've had a bit of a tough season so far this year. So this one could be maybe a step too far.
Yeah, it's one North End want. I don't think they'll look forward to going out, but I think they'll get the job done. The other big game of that then is the Enniscorthy Town Derby, Ajax and the Mine. Big game for both of them. Ajax probably going into it really with more freedom probably than the Mine. The Mine will be slightly favourites for it, but saying that in the league game a couple of weeks back there, just after Christmas, or before Christmas.
Nil was it?
Yeah, no, 1-1.
Oh, 1-1, yeah.
Yeah, and Ajax were probably would have definitely deserved a draw, maybe more. They had the chances near the end maybe to win it. So it'll be an interesting one.
Yeah, definitely be interesting.
Home advantage for the Mine will be massive.
Yeah, home advantage will be massive. But look at Ajax going up and nothing to lose. I slightly disagree with you when you say the Mine would be slight favourites. I'd have the Mine maybe red hot favourites going into it. They should be with the players that they have now. I know Shoddy is missing this weekend, but yeah, you would fancy the Mine maybe to be on top. I seen a bit of the Mine last week, and in fairness,
So we're good.
they played really well. I actually didn't expect it because I was kind of thinking Camp Isle would come up. They needed the 3 points. The Mine may not have been, but I was very impressed with their
game,
work
actually,
rate.
wasn't
Yeah, I was very impressed with their work rate. Especially Lenny up front.
It's excellent, yeah.
Lenny was really good up top, and Burke done well in parts of the game, and it was good to see Peter O'Rourke back, and it was good to see Sean Miller had a good game there in centre half as well. So the players all over the pitch that can hurt Ajax. But like as you said, Ajax have a free hit, and they'll want to extend their season, and they'll want to start winning games.
Yeah, look for a couple to drive man. I suppose the thing they might have at the moment, what they were missing maybe at the start earlier in the year was, especially in the Ajax games, they were missing a few lads that day, I know, but the speed back in the team is a big thing. They look quick all over the field now again.
Yeah, well, look at speed kills.
Eddie and Dale Donoghue,
Definitely, yeah, speed. No defender wants to come up against pace, and we've said it before. Ajax are an aging squad, so nobody's going to want to be coming up against a young lad who's an absolute rocket.
Yeah, you gonna call it?
I'd say Ajax, or I'd say should I say Mine, maybe 2-1 or something along them lines, but I'd like to see Ajax maybe get a goal or two up and see what would the reaction be on the Mine and see would it come back. But I'd fancy maybe just about Ajax or the Mine.
We've only one game in the Premier this year. Your own club Shamrocks again. Across the Beg.
Massive game. Look at it's if you're in Shamrock Rovers dressing room, it's probably one of the last games where you'd say we should definitely be picking up 3 points, because when you look at their run in, they'll be left with Gorey, North End, Ferns, Fort Celtic, so the Mine. So yeah, it's a massive game for Rovers. Came off of last week. Was it last week when they beat Ajax?
Yeah.
Their last game to play at Ajax, so that was a massive win for them. So this is another one. It's also massive for Joe. Joe will be predominantly across the big down there. Most of his lads are GA lads. You come April now, them lads are going to be kicking in the first round of the football. Like so, if Joe doesn't pick up 3 points, I think they're going to be under pressure. So it's massive for both clubs.
I think it's probably not a must-win game for Crossbeg, but I think it's a must-not lose for them because they've played so little games in the league. They'll lose this now. This is one of their game on hands for them, and I think they have to be picking something up.
I think it's a must win. Like a draw down for Rovers may not be the worst. They're sitting on 15 points. I think they need to get to 20 to be just absolutely completely safe. Um, but like Crossbeg are going to start running out of games too if they don't pick up 3 points here. 3 points still only gets them 10. They're still five behind Rovers, so the games are starting to run out on them. So they'll be under pressure to try and get a result in this one.
Yeah, should be an interesting one. Then Division 1, I think you called this to me earlier on today as a title decider. I don't see it myself now. I think Cora and Ross might have something to say to you on that, but All Blacks and Gorey.
Well, Cora definitely will want to. I had a couple of text messages off of John Fanning after the Cortown game the weekend saying that they were still in the hunt.
Great win,
I
actually.
do, huh?
Did a great win against Corey.
Yeah, fantastic against Cortown 5-1. So but I stand by what I said. I thought whoever lost that game was out of it. So I think Cortown are gone. I can't see them being in the title challenge. I still think Core are a little bit away from the title challenge. Ross are right up there, but I think whoever wins it, if Gorey win it, I can.
Gorey, is it?
Yeah. If Gorey win it, I can see them now running out the rest of the season and maybe winning that league title. And All Blacks, if they beat them, then I think they'll be able to gather all the lads in and make sure that they don't really go to any GA or anything like that. And I think they might see out the season strong. Where if All Blacks lose, they might not.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they'll fall apart, but I just think they may
They'll still
not
have the
fall
cards
away a
trying to
bit.
get promoted to the Premier. I think
Oh
the
yeah, but
slight little advantage maybe in All Blacks' favour is that they made this. It's a long journey down from All Blacks to Gorey. Look, they've made that a couple of weeks ago in the Wexford Cup against Gorey's first team, so they know exactly how to prepare for it. If they got a little bit wrong with their timing, maybe that day they'll have that experience to get it right. Now, just a few weeks later, I seen them that day now, and at the time I didn't know if Gorey were that good or All Blacks were that bad. But after what Gorey have done since, it's probably more so how good Gorey were. But just this Gorey second team just seems fairly impressive, doesn't it? For, in Division 1 this year.
they are impressive, and like look at they have maybe 4 or 5 players could easily step up into the Gorey squad, and I'm sure Willie wouldn't mind them with a bit of an injury crisis and with a few players leaving and things like that. That the first team have. So no, they're a strong squad, strong club, and that's why I just think if Gorey win it, I think the momentum might just drag them over the line, because like Ross down there, they're the only club down there really.
The Ross is the chorus. They'll be looking for a draw here, I think, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so it's a big club, a big game this weekend.
I think Gorey myself.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for a draw.
If we leave the league fixtures there, I think there's the Neil Sullivan, Billy Brown games on in the rest of the division, so we'll have the cup draws for that coming in the next few weeks. There's 4 massive games then for Wexford teams in outside competition. So we start with Leinster Junior Shield. I think Scarry Town are playing home to Trinidad Dunanead's second team, I think, I think that's round 3. You just imagine Trinidad would be a good name like that they have too much for, or Trinity.
Yeah, Trinity.
Get the name right.
I didn't know we were after moving to Caribbean country. I
was thinking of holiday.
I'll get your expenses right off of these boys here. You never know what you can get. Or the council. No, Trinity, look, they've a great tradition anyway. Their first team. So you would be expecting them to come down to Pierce Road and maybe roll over in a Scarty Town. Like the town have had a tough year, but they've had a tough few years, but they're battling away there up on Perth Road, and a great club with a great tradition themselves. They would have been in Leinster Junior Cup semi-finals and all back in the 80s themselves. So like they have a great tradition, and but this team maybe are struggling a little bit, and they might be up against it come Sunday.
The other game of that, Leinster Junior Shield, is an all-Wexford game. An interesting one. Team flying in Division 3 and the team flying in the 3A. Ballymurn v Bree. The quarterfinal, is it?
16, I think, is it? Yeah.
Two impressive games. Two of them have strikers on form, especially Bree with Jack Harney. He scored again at the weekend. He'll be a big player for them. But I think Ballymurn, even though they got beat by Bunclody in the Cup last week 6-3, they played some big games. Probably playing the better calibre teams every week. Might just see him through this one, I think.
Well, you have to agree with you there, Aidan, on that they've played in bigger games because they've been in the Billy Brown Cup final 2 years in a row, is it?
Bree betting though 2 years ago.
Yeah, I know, yeah, but like they're in that
Just this season, I think they're playing a higher caliber team in Division 3, which is a strong division. But even that last week game again, what you know yourself playing big games a week before a game, bring you on that game again. Bunclody to bring one. Like scored 3 goals again, Premier side. So that
Well, that's I was just getting to that. Vinny said to me that they were excellent on the day for the first part. And he said they made a couple of changes, and while Bunclody were able to, their changes were just that bit stronger. But that happens when you're bringing on Premier players towards a Division 3 side. But in fairness to Ballymoran, they're kind of 1 to 15 there. They've really strong,
great mix of
solid
youth and
squad. Yeah,
experience.
they have a strong, solid squad, and like it's a competition that Ballymoran should definitely be trying to look to try and win because they're definitely capable, and a lot of them young lads there could easily play a higher level.
I suppose it's a big game because I think whichever one or two of them win it have a real serious chance of winning it. I think you talked to Peter Dyler last week. He was saying as well, he'd know teams around Leinster better than me and you, but he was saying the same, like that the winners could come from. There's a great chance whoever wins this game.
Oh yeah, definitely. And look, there's going to be one or two nice, interesting matchups. Like, will Jamie Keeley go into Mark Jack Carney? You know, two lads roughly. Jack will be a little bit older, but two younger lads are. Jamie was one of the best backs coming up all through underage. He managed the county youth team, or captain the county youth team. So it'll be interesting to see. And then you'll have like yeah, a lot of good players. Sean Welch is another one good player from Ballymoran. The Breel have to look out for, and so yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it goes. But it'll be a big game.
Yeah,
In fairness to Breel, they haven't been a surprise package, but they've done really well this year.
yeah, I'll go with I think they got a couple of players back from Clabon. I think that's strengthening them. I'll go with a Ballymoran win in this one.
I'll side with you on that then.
Right.
Big
Then
man,
we
one thing.
move on to Leinster Junior Cup, where we're going to guarantee a Wexford team in the quarter final. We have Wexford Boys versus Bunclody. Wexford Boys, after their very impressed everyone, I think, with their win against Evergreen a couple of weeks ago. No one really thought they were going to win it, and they came out with a 4-0 win.
Yeah, Nicky Hines actually gave out to me. He said that I
4-2.
give him any credit. But look at in fairness,
Saturday evening in CBS.
yeah, Saturday evening CBS 6 o'clock. Look, it was a fantastic win for Evergreen, or for Bows against Evergreen. But look, they'll come up against a different test with Bunclody this week. Bunclody coming off the back of beating Ballymoran last week. Bunclody, one of them these teams this season have been a bit inconsistent. To win a game, to lose a game, to win a game, to lose a game. So it'll be, and Bows have been quite similar in their season. So it'll be interesting to see who settles first. And to be honest with you, I think whoever scores the first goal will just go on and win it.
Yeah, Bunclody, they won't fear Boys, will it? They have no fear of them. Like,
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
Shane Franklin is probably there most likely in regards to a winner of the game. And I suppose,
Aaron Dunn as well is
yeah,
another good chap.
I suppose the management team of Nick will have to be really thinking how they're going to stop Todd Hines. Can you see him man marking him?
Yeah, well, look at it. It's one way, but all depends on where Todd starts. Like
He pulled a last one night he was in this. He said he might play in the 6 or 10, then he put him straight up centre forward again, Evergreen.
yeah, put him straight through the middle, number 9. But look, Todd can go left, right. You start him on the left, he can go on the outside. Start him on the right, he can cut in with a wicked left foot. If you play him in the 10, he's hard to pick up. There's a midfielder pick him up. There's a centre half pick him up. If you play him right through the middle, then you know you're going to have to maybe defend a little bit deeper and have a bit of pace across your two centre halves. So look at Bows are not just only that. You have PJ there who's a handful, and you've a lot of good lads in that Bows side, like a lot of experience, and Nicky will definitely want to be.
You see it as one of the biggest game in both clubs' recent history, a chance to get into a quarter final of a Leinster competition.
Yeah, I tell you, it's probably a bigger game for Bows because they've knocked out Evergreen.
Yeah.
Do you know, so like after going to the highs and knocking down out Evergreen, and then if you lose to Bunclody in the next round, you probably would be disappointed because it's a very 50-50 fixture. So where Bunclody are coming into it bit under the radar, and it's a kind of happy they go there for them.
Surprised Bows moved it to the Astro.
No, not really. They've played a lot of games down there, so
Bar the
look,
Evergreen man.
are there for Greentech. So say nothing about that.
For me, Bows slightly, just the Todd Hines being the difference.
Um, I don't see a whole lot. It's 50-50. I'd just a bit different, I'd say, one Cloudy.
It should be a good game Saturday evening. And our last game then is the big one of the weekend, the FAI quarter final. Peakville Tipperary coming up to Gorey. Peakville are currently second in the Tipperary League behind St Michael's. I think they've 2 games in hand. They'll put them 6 points behind Michael. I think they've played 9-1-7, drew one last one down there. So they had a heavy defeat last weekend in the Munster Junior Cup quarter final. There's now 4-0 to Waterford Villa. So that was a big. I was reading the match report of it. I think 4-0 maybe does Villa of Waterford 2 complimentary. I think it was a close enough game. I think it was 1-0 for an hour. Then the Peakville got caught in the break, and then I think Waterford Villa scored 2 in the last 90 minute and 91st minute. So
Yeah,
it was not straightforward as 4-0, but be a tough game for Gorey, especially if maybe if they don't have Sean Murphy back for centre half. Connor will be cup tied for him, Connor Bruce. So I think that would be a big thing for Gorey. That you're probably talking Connor Castley and Ryan Cullen then having to go in centre half if Sean is not there, aren't you?
Yeah, and look, you have to give the Gorey lads a little bit of credit. You look at last year, they picked up no injuries or no big injuries or no suspensions. They had a full squad going the whole way through this. Where this year, they've had a lot of little niggles and lads not being around, and there's other lads. Obviously, you mean Kinsey in the goal last year. He's only just coming back. I think he broke a bone in his hand anyway. Taken a lot longer to recover. So last year, while they had nearly a good run of health and a lot of luck, this year they seem to be picking up the knocks and bangs. So it's going to be a massive game for them. I was looking in the betting. There's not a whole lot in the difference between the two of them. So Peakville are probably small favourites ahead of them. I think they were. I think Corey were 12-1 and Peak were in at 8 or something like that. So. So there's not going to be a massive difference, and the bookmakers are normally not too far out. So they'll be happy they're at home. The surface up there last week was great, so you shouldn't see any complaints on it for a pitch that holds so many games, and you'd be hoping that maybe Willie has kept it on the radar that one or two of the lads are back a little bit quicker than they have been, but.
We're saying earlier Stephen Kinsey came off. Any word on him if he'll be back this weekend?
No,
or was only
I think it was a tweak. I was talking to him after the game there, and he said he didn't feel too bad. So hopefully that was only
a massive
massive
leadership.
But like this year, where last year they were completely built on their defence, and they were probably winning a lot of games 1-0 and things like that. You look at Turret this year and Paul Brennan. The two of them have been really on fire, and a lad that I was maybe a little bit harsh on last year, Luke Green. He's stepped up a little bit now this year, and he's popping up and doing a bit more. But their front 3 lads are going really really well at the minute, and they're going to probably have to rely on them over the next couple of weeks to get them through the games.
Yeah, another player, great player for my thinking. I think their whole game plan kind of revolves around him. Probably doesn't get enough credit or enough mentions. Gavin O'Brien, exceptional player, and a big leader for him as well.
Since Gavin has come into the league, he's been excellent. He's another one who's kind of quite like Paul Murphy. The Gorey, a lot of the stuff he does is just effortless. He moves around the pitch. He's one of them players that's hard because do you go close to him because he moves around the pitch so much, or do you try and pick him up when he comes into dangerous zones?
Take a ball with 2 or 3 people on his back too, he's no problem, and he still look for it.
It's hard to take a ball now if somebody hasn't been a headlock if you're that close. But no, Gavin has been a brilliant player since he came in, and he's another one. He hardly ever misses a game.
And I suppose with everything going on last year with Gorey, people forget that they actually got to the semi-final last year. We're unlucky again, Michaels. They really want to get back to. Obviously, they really want to get back to. I think they'll feel there's a bit of unfinished business in that, and I think this team would like to get to a final of an FAI, to be into the final of the Leinster. They really would like to get to that.
We were talking to Iggy and Kyle earlier on this evening, like these FAIs and Leinster Junior Cups, they don't come around too often. No. Like the first one came to Iggy. He was quite young in his career, and he never got back to another FAI Junior Cup semi-final. So So the Gorey lads are going to have to grab every opportunity they get, because within a couple of years, it's after sliding by and you don't get them back.
Yeah, if they're doing it, to have a home tie, again, the winners of Michaels and Villa, so they'll probably be hoping for Michaels to win that, and then for Wayne to get another shot at Michaels.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. So, as we said last week, that Michael's squad are aging. They're still plodding away in Tipperary and in the Munsters competition. So, yeah, maybe Willie, and I'm sure Willie will be after learning. But he can't look any further than this Sunday, and that's it.
I know 3 or 4 of the Gorey lads were playing at Wexford last week. Would you think that'll come into play this week? I just mentioned Peakville losing. I know they lost out to Waterford Villa, but it would have been a tough game. Would you think they maybe be that little bit sharper coming this week, or do you think the Gorey lads would be that little bit fresher?
You'd be hoping it'd be the other, the Gorey lads are fresher. Like there's a lot of miles on the Gorey lads. So a week off wouldn't probably do him any harm. And I'm sure that Willie would have loved to have seen. Well, if you look, Stephen and Paul were took off in the game, so they didn't last the full 90 minutes. So he'd be happy enough with that. They should have Ryan Cullen back in and around as well. So the Gorey lads should be coming into this into it fresh. But some of them, Paul Brennan, he's played a lot of football over the last few weeks. Maybe Stephen carrying that little bit of a knock, but he would have loved to have had Connor Bruce now all right this week. But that's
I just think these type of games are like a war of attrition. I just think maybe Gorey maybe had a few easy games in the league. Another one had a tough game with Crossbeck 2 weeks ago, but then with no game last week, and then you Peakville there have that tough game with Waterford Villa. Might be enough to see him over the line.
Maybe. It's hard though when you keep going from tough game to tough game. The mental fatigue can come in games. Don't forget they're only junior players, so so that could come in. But look, we hope the Gorey get through and get into the next round.
Yeah, no, it's going to be tough. I think they'll do it themselves. I think the home advantage will be a big thing.
Yeah, hopefully so. And let's hope like it's 2 o'clock kickoff. If you're not around, get up and have a look like at the game. Like it's because it would make a big difference to the Gorey lads to have support of Wexford. They're the only team in Leinster left in the FAI, so that's a great feat in itself.
No, wish Gorey all the best, and just remind people that game's at 2 o'clock in Gorey, and an extra game this week with the Saturday night game. So if it's a fine evening, no better place to be using Wexford CBS. We'll see which Wexford team will get to the quarter final of the Leinster competition. Cheers, Nicky.
Cheers, Aidan.
Best luck to all the teams at the weekend.